Hello students, in this video we are going to see a beautiful poem. See this picture. By seeing this picture you can identify the title. Yes, it's about Swan. Unit 2, Poem 2, Wild Swans at Coole. Okay students, let's see some facts about swan. This majestic and beautiful animal is well known for being graceful and quite peaceful to look at. Often seen gliding across lakes, the swan has long represented elegance and refinement. This is about the visual of the swan. Where do they live? That's a very big question. Swans are most commonly found in the northern hemisphere, although some reside in Australia, New Zealand, and South America. The vast majority of swans, however, are found in the northern United States, Canada, and Alaska. They are commonly found on lakes and rivers. Okay, students. What do they eat? Swans that live on fresh water typically enjoy pondweed, stonewort, and widgeon grass. They also like eating insects and tadpoles. Swans typically known for their limits when it comes to eating and do not overeat, which is a very good quality of the swans. What do they look like? Swans live up to their reputation of being very beautiful birds. Their elongated, curved necks and white feathers stand out amongst the lakes they reside on. They are very large birds and can weigh up to 30 pounds, measuring anywhere from 56 to 62 inches in length. Fun facts. There are some fun facts about swans. Swans can sleep on either land or on the water. They have the option of sleeping while standing on one leg or while floating in the water. Another fun fact, a swan has laid a set of eggs which can take 2 to 3 weeks. She can sit on them for 6 weeks or longer until they hatch. Swans will hatch up to 10 eggs at one time. Baby swans are called cygnets and stay with their mother for the first 6 months of life. Despite popular belief, swans can actually fly. They are amongst the largest flying birds out there and need about 30 yards to become airborne. So it's a very good information that as it is a very big bird, it can't fly or soar high. But despite those beliefs, swans can actually fly. Okay. There are black swans as well as white swans. Black swans are native to Australia. This is another fun fact. Okay, probably we would imagine that only in white color the swans will be available, but swans are there in black color also. Okay, black swans are native to Australia and New Zealand. They are not typically found in North America, but due to them being bred and sold for habitation on private lakes, it is possible to find them there. Okay, students, let's see some details about the poet. William Butler Yeats, in short W.B. Yeats, was one of the greatest literary figures of the 20th century. He was an Irish poet and a dramatist who was involved with the Irish nationalist movement. His poetry makes extensive use of symbolism and imagery, and his early works draw upon Irish myths and folklore. Some of his best known poems are The Second Coming and Sailing to Byzantium. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for literature in the year 1920. He was a very famous poet. Yes. Let's see the poetic line. The trees are in their autumn beauty. The woodland paths are dry under the October twilight. The water mirrors a still sky. Upon the brimming water among the stones are 59 swans. The 19th autumn has come upon me since I first made my count. I saw before I had well finished all suddenly mount and scatter wheeling in great broken rings upon their glamorous wings. I have looked upon those brilliant creatures, and now my heart is sore. All has changed since I, hearing at twilight, the first time on this shore, the bell beat of their wings above my head, trod with a lighter tread. Unwearied still, they paddle in the cold, companionable streams or climb the air. Their hearts have not grown old. Passion or conquest wander where they will, attend upon them still. But now they drift on the still water, mysterious, beautiful, among what rushes will they build? But what lake's edge or pool delight man ye when I awake some day? Delight men's eyes when I awake some day to find they have flown away. Yes, students, we could see the new words present in this poem so that we could understand the meaning. Okay, twilight. Twilight means time just after sunset or before dawn when the sky is dimly lit. Brimming. Brimming means overflowing. Mount. Mount means rise into the air. Clamorous, loud and noisy. So, hurting, trod, walked. That's the past tense of tread. Tread here footsteps. Unwearied means not tired, determined not to give up. Companionable means friendly. Attend upon. Attend upon means wait for. Rushes. Rushes in the sense water reeds. Okay, students, let's see the first stanza. The trees are in their autumn beauty. The woodland paths are dry. Under the October twilight, the water mirrors a still sky. Upon the brimming water among the stones are 59 swans. What does it mean? The trees are filled with colors and the paths through the woods are dry. It is an October evening and the cool lake reflects the calm. motionless sky above. I can see 59 swans swimming in the lake, which is almost overflowing with water. So, the poet here says that he could see 59 swans were swimming in that lake, which is almost overflowing with water. Yes, the 19th autumn has come upon me since I first made my count. I saw before I had well finished, all suddenly mount and scatter wheeling in their in great broken rings upon their glamorous wings. What does this line mean? It was 19 years ago that I was first here. Before 19 years, the poet was there and counted the swans. Back then, before I could count them all, the birds suddenly flew up above me in a huge broken circle, soaring around on their noisy wings. Okay, so before the poet could count those numbers of those swans, they had flown away. They had started flying. Okay, students, we could see the flock of birds. They may fly in circles or in an arrow shape like that. They will fly. So suddenly they flew up above the poet in huge broken circle, soaring around on their noisy wings. I have looked upon those brilliant creatures, and now my heart is sore. All has changed since I hearing at twilight, the first time on this shore, the bell beat of their wings above my head trod with a lighter tread, which means looking at these beautiful birds now, I feel heartache. Everything has changed since I first stood on the shore of the lake at twilight and heard the swan's wings beating like bells above my head. Back then, I used to walk with the lighter steps. Okay. Unwearied still, they paddle in the cold, companionable streams or climb the air. Their hearts have not grown old. Passion or conquest wander where they will, attend upon them still. Which means the swans are still just as full of life as they were back then. They paddle through the cold, friendly water or soar into the sky. Their hearts remain young. That is what a more important and beautiful line. Their hearts they are not grow old. Their hearts remain young. Their lives are still filled with passionate desires, with the freedom to go wherever they want. That is what the greatest thing the God has given to them, the freedom to go wherever they want. But now they drift on the still water, mysterious, beautiful. Among water rushes will they build? By what lake's edge or pool? Delight man's eyes when I awake someday to find they have flown away. At this moment, though the swans float on the calm surface of the lake, peculiar and beautiful, in the future, where they will build their nests, where will other men have the pleasure of seeing the swans? When I wake up one day to find out they have flown away from Coole Park. Okay, so this is what the rhetorical question the poet puts and ends the poem. Okay, where the other men will have the pleasure of seeing the swans. Okay, when I wake up one day to find that they have flown away from Coole. Okay, students, let's see some poetic devices. Metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or action in a way that isn't literally true but helps explain an idea or make a comparison. A metaphor states that one thing is another thing. It equates those two things not because they actually are the same, but for the sake of comparison or symbolism. Okay, in W.B. Yeats' poems, the symbolism and imagery will be in abundance. Okay, so here the metaphor. It states that one thing is another thing. Okay, it equates those two things not because they actually are the same, but for the sake of comparison or symbolism. Okay, the bell beat of their wings above my head strode with a lighter tread. The swans flying in the sky. That the sound of the swan's wings beating is compared to the sound of a bell. Okay, rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is a question someone asks without expecting an answer. Well, sometimes these questions are asked to punch up a point. If the answer is glaringly obvious, it will make that answer stand out. Sometimes it's used to persuade someone. Other times it is used for literary effect. This is called a rhetorical questions. In this poem also, the poet ends the poem with a rhetorical question. What is that? Delight men's eyes when I awake someday to find they have flown away. This is a rhetorical question used in this poem, using which the poet is trying to draw the attention to the passage of time. He does not expect an answer to it. Okay, with this rhetorical questions, he ends the poem. Okay, okay, students, that's all about the wild swans at Coole Park, written by W.B. Yeats. Okay, students, thank you. Have a nice day.